In a village nestled amongst emerald palm trees lived Amina, a woman with a smile as bright as the midday sun and a laugh that could chase away even the grumpiest hyena. One day, whispers began to dance on the wind like mischievous monkeys. Amina's belly grew rounder, not with the usual speed of a woman expecting a baby, but much slower, like a baobab tree adding a new ring to its ancient trunk. Weeks turned into months, and the villagers grew curious. Amina must be carrying twins, some chuckled, picturing two playful babies tugging on her braids. Maybe even triplets, others chimed in, imagining the joyous chaos of three little ones. Amina, though, felt a knot of worry tighten in her stomach like a coiled vine. The slowness felt strange, unlike anything she'd heard of from the village elders. Finally, after what seemed like an eternity, the day arrived. Amina's cries echoed through the village, a mix of pain and fear, sending shivers down the spines of even the bravest warriors. Her husband, Kofi, strong as a baobab tree and usually calm as a moonlit night, rushed to her side, his heart pounding like a drum in his chest. But what they found inside wasn't a squalling babe with tiny grasping fingers. Instead, coiled in the center of the bed, surrounded by the crumpled sheets, was a magnificent python, its scales shimmering like moonlight on a still pool. Kofi stumbled back, his face drained of color like a wilted hibiscus flower. Fear, cold and sharp, pricked Amina's heart. Without a word, Kofi grabbed his spear and bolted, leaving Amina weak and heartbroken. Tears streamed down her face, blurring the sight of the magnificent creature before her. To her surprise, the python didn't lash out or coil defensively. Instead, it slithered towards her slowly, its golden eyes calming her racing heart in a way she couldn't explain. In a strange way, a warmth bloomed in her chest, a mother's love for this unexpected child. News of the birth spread like wildfire through the village, carried on the wings of startled birds. The villagers arrived, their faces a mixture of shock and disgust. They called Amina cursed, whispering that she had angered the forest spirits with dark magic. Fear turned into anger, and the villagers, usually known for their welcoming spirit, demanded Amina leave. Amina, tears streaming down her face, pleaded with them. The python, sensing her distress, nudged her hand with its sleek head, as if offering comfort. But the villagers wouldn't listen. They chased her out of the village, forcing her to seek refuge in the heart of the very forest they believed she had offended. Alone with the python, Amina named him Jussi, a name that resonated with the rustling leaves and trickling streams of her new home. Days turned into weeks, and a peculiar bond grew between them. Jussi, far from being a monstrous creature, proved to be gentle and intelligent. He protected her from the dangers of the forest, hunting for small animals and keeping her safe from lurking predators. Amina, in turn, cared for him, learning his silent ways and appreciating his silent companionship. She built a small hut from fallen branches and foraged for food, her days filled with a quiet peace she hadn't known before. One day, a group of hunters, their faces painted with camouflage and their voices loud with bravado, stumbled upon Amina's hidden hut. They raised their spears, ready to attack the woman they believed to be a harbinger of misfortune. But before they could strike, Jussi, magnificent and powerful, appeared at the entrance of the hut. His body, thick as a tree trunk and long as a fallen log, blocked the entrance, his golden eyes fixed on the startled hunters. The hunters, seeing the python's size and fierce beauty, dropped their weapons in fear. They fled back to the village, their boasts silenced by the unexpected sight. News of Amina's bravery and Jussi's protection reached the village like a rushing river. Shamefaced, the villagers realized their mistake. They had judged Amina harshly, driven by fear and ignorance. A delegation approached Amina, their heads bowed low, begging for her forgiveness and offering her a safe haven back in the village. Amina, her heart heavy with the memory of their cruelty, looked at Jussi. He nudged her hand with his head as if urging her to go. With a sigh, she agreed to return, not for them, but for the chance to show them the true meaning of family, even if it was one unlike any other. Amina returned to the village, not as an outcast, but as a woman who had found love and acceptance in the most unexpected place. Njusi became a village legend, a reminder.